Hello, this is Regina with the Regina Drury Real Estate Group, again in Wilmington, North Carolina. And I want to talk to you today about another great loan program that I heard of, which is called the Bank Statement Only program. Yes, Bank Statement Only. So what does that mean? Well, for those that are self-employed or maybe 1099, and we sometimes have a difficulty of getting a loan because, well, we get to write off certain things in our tax returns, right? Like, I don't know, cell phones, car expense, I don't know, dinner events, whatever. And so with these programs, well, what happens is normally they look at the bottom of your tax return to see what's your net income. And sometimes your net income isn't enough to be able to get the loan. So there's this really cool program that basically qualifies you for the loan based on the amount of money that either goes into your personal account or into your business account. So yes, they look at either your personal account or your business account, and they'll look at it for like the last 1 year or 2 years of bank statements. So let's say you're a hairdresser or a contractor, and you've been thinking that you want to get a loan, and your bottom line net on your tax return has been a problem. Well, this program is really cool for those that are self-employed, because if you can provide your bank statements for the last 2 years and they can add up, your deposits, they will then take a certain percentage and qualify you for the loan based on that percentage. So, like, for example, let's say that you make, I don't know, $50,000 in the year, or well, maybe $100,000 in the year. That might be better numbers. So let's say you make $100,000. There's $100,000 of deposits in your account. Well, then they might count 50% of that and say, all right, we're going to use your net income as $50,000. So it's a really cool program. And there wasn't really a bottom credit score to get approved. Like I asked, what's the minimum? And the lender that I spoke with said, well, she had one where they got approved for a 500 credit score. So I thought, well, that's really awesome. I spoke with Lauren with OnQ to get some information about this loan. And so it was really informative. I didn't realize that somebody could get a loan for a credit score, under 600. And sure enough, not only can you get a loan for under 600 credit score, but also not just based on your tax return. So, what kind of down payment do you need? Well, she gave me a few examples. She said, possibly somebody with a credit score of at least a 650, they might only need a 10% down payment. She said you do need to be a U.S. citizen, so that is a criteria that's mandatory. Closing can take up to 45 days. And let me see. Trying to think what else went over. I had a lot of notes on this. It's a really interesting program. The debt to income ratio. So when you're looking at what's your monthly debt with the house, with the new mortgage versus all your other monthly debts, she says that your ratio can't be more than 50%. So keep in mind the income, they're calculating the income based on the deposits in your bank account. And they might take about 50% of the deposits and count that as then your income. And then they're going to look at what other debt that you have, and your debt to income ratio can't be more than 50%. So hopefully I've given you some good information about this. This is for only owner occupied. So if you're renting, and if you're a contractor or you're a real estate agent or anyone that's paid by a 1099 and you're self-employed, it's a really great program if you've been having a problem in the past with either maybe your credit score has been a little bit too low, or if you've had problems because your net income on your tax return hasn't been enough after your write-offs. So it's something to think about. Again, down payment minimum is 10%. If you have a credit score like in your 700s, then you're probably looking at about a 10% down payment. But if your credit score obviously is under 700, then you're probably going to be looking at needing more down payment. So I see a few lenders have jumped onto this conversation. So maybe if they want to, add anything to this bank statement only program, other than of course saying, use me. If you want to, add anything additional that we should know about the program, feel free to let us know. And I think it's really really interesting. So, I just brought you a few minutes ago about reverse mortgage to purchase and now this bank statement only program. So if you know of a great program out there that I should know about, reach out to me and let me know about that too. And if you're thinking, of course, about buying a house, I hope you'll use me as your real estate agent. I'm Regina with the Regina Drury Real Estate Group. And if you're even not in our area, you're anywhere in the United States, and you would like more information about these kind of programs, certainly reach out to me, let me know, and we'll see if we can get you some answers, right? Well, I'm Regina with the Regina Drury Real Estate Group, and I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina, and it's been a pleasure. Talk to you soon.